Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be showing you how to make a beautiful ankara top, and I'll be using my pattern to just cut out my fabric. If you have not watched the video on how to draft a princess bustier, please do so, and I'll drop the link in the description box. As you can see, I'm just adding half of an inch to the areas where I did not actually had the half inches stitching allowance. So I'll be using my pattern just to cut out my fabric, and that's what I'll be doing here. So here I noticed that I've already added my stitching allowance to my neckline, so I didn't bother add any half inch stitching allowance to the neckline again. So the stitching allowance is just for the areas I didn't actually add the allowance to while drafting the pattern. So this will serve as my back. You can see the zipper is already there, and I'll just make sure I note that very point so as to know where I will have my dart. And this is my princess bustier pattern. I'm just placing it here. So this is my princess bustier pattern here, and this is the center front, and I'll be doing the same thing. I'll just be using my pattern to cut out my fabric. I'll be adding the half inch stitching allowance to the areas I didn't actually put it while drafting the pattern. Just the shoulder, the bustier points, like I'll just add half inches all around, and I'll be cutting it out. So I'll still be doing the same thing for the side front. So guys, if you have not watched the video on how to draft a princess bustier, please go ahead and watch it. It is very self-explanatory and it is beginner friendly. So this is just me using my pattern to just cut out the fabric, and as you can see, my center front and my side front is ready. I'm just arranging it here for you guys to just see how beautiful they're already looking. So the next thing I'll be doing, guys, is sorry guys, so the next thing I'll be doing is that I will be cutting out my wording. So I'll just cut it from the chest to the under bust point, not all through the fabric. Is just from the chest to the under bust, and this is a soft wording. So, and I will be cutting the wording 2 times. That is, I will not only cut one, I will cut 2 for each part. So each part will be having two wording, and I will go ahead and I'll press it on the fabric. As you can see, it is not reaching down, it's just to the under bust point, just to that place alone. So I will be using that one I cut now. As you can see how it's looking, I'll just use that one to cut out another one again, making 2, because I want the padding to kind of be a little, to be a little firm Yeah, and this is a soft wording, not the hard one, so I just go ahead and cut it out 2 times. And this for the side, same thing from the point to the under bust, and I'll just be using to cut out just to the side again. I think I'll later show it here. As you can see, it's not reaching the very end. It's just to the like a mid point, because you don't actually need the wording to go up to the stitching allowance. So I'll be using this very one to cut out another one, making 4. Yeah. So each side will be having 2, just the way I'm placing them. As you can see, this is already having 2, and I'll go ahead and press it down with my iron. So guys, this is it after I finish pressing it to the fabric. So the next thing I'll be doing is that I'll be stitching the both side on my sewing machine. So guys, this is it after I finished sewing it. You can see it's looking beautiful, and I've already I pressed down the seam line. So the next thing I'll be doing is that I'll be sewing my lining. There's the way I did for the fabric, and I'll be using my lining with the right side facing each other just to turn out my fabric. As you can see, I've already used my lining to turn my fabric. Yeah, you can see the way it's standing, it's really firm. So I'll go ahead and use my lining to turn the back pattern as well, the back fabric rather, and I've already stitch my darts here. So what I'll be doing is that this zipper allowance, I'll just go ahead and pin it down. This is not necessary, it's just to just keep that part. So you can go ahead and pin it down, and you might say not to pin it down. Either way, anyway, it's good if you are convenient with it. So the next I'll be doing is that I'll be joining my shoulder. So this way I will join my shoulder. I will be using the front to turn the back to turn the front. I will make sure that the fabric are on each side while the lining are on top of each other. Can you see the way it's looking? The lining are on top of each other while the fabrics are on top of each other. Just as if you want to insert one inside the other, and then you go ahead and stitch it. This is just to hide the seams on the shoulder and makes it neater. So next is I'll go to my flare, the 720 flare I made. If you have not watched the video, please go and do that. What I'll be doing is that I'll just go ahead and stitch my lining to my flare. So after doing that, I'll just stitch my flare to my half bodies. Now you remember that there's some kind of allowances there. You can just use that to pleat it if it's remaining, and if it's not remaining, you just stitch it all around. So guys, the next thing I'll be doing is that I'll be fixing my zipper and as well as my right sleeve. I'll fix both my zipper and my right sleeve. So guys, as you can see, I've already fixed my zipper and I've already fixed my right sleeve as well. So the next thing is that I will be chalking from the armhole to the right sleeve, and I'll just cuff it at that point to the back. From the armhole, just the way I chalk it, just to form a slant, just to form a slant line. Yeah. So I'll be using this material to form that pleat, and the wideness will be 2.5 inches. The half inches for stitching. Yeah, so the pleating will be 2 inches on its own, then the half inches will be for the stitching. So I'll just go ahead and fold it like I'm doing so, and I'm going to fold 5 inches, because after folding the 5 inches give me 2.5 inches. I want it to be as long as possible so as it to be enough for my pleats, and that's what I'll be doing here. Don't forget guys, the way I showed the slant earlier on the chest is just from the upper armhole. It just slant it to your right sleeve and to the back armhole of the right sleeve, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm sorry I don't have a dress form. I think I have a dress form that would be easier for you guys to see, but I just use my free hand to just draw the line. So here I'll just be cutting it into two so that I will go ahead and I'll just go ahead and stitch it. I'll just go ahead and stitch it, and I'll go ahead and fold it into two, and I'll run a stitch on it all through, and I'll give it a good press. So here I've already done that. The two pieces, I've already joined it together, and I run just a tiny stitch. The stitch is just like, I think it's just like a quarter of an inch, just to secure it so that it will not be jumping while I'm forming the pleats. So here, this is how the pleats will look like, just the way I'm placing the material. I'll just go ahead and pin it just for you guys to see. So guys, what I'll be doing is that after running a stitch a little bit, I will start forming my pleats. This is called a kissing pleat. So after forming that first pleat, just the way I fold it, you can see I fold it to like my left, then I'll fold the next one, kissing the one I made earlier. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. I'll just fold it so that the both ends will be touching each other, and that one will go like to the right, left to right, left to right, left to right, and that's how you form your kissing pleating. Yeah, so I'll just pin it down for you guys to just see how it's looking. And the next one, you fold it to your right, you pin it down, and you fold the next one again to your left while it is touching each other, and you pin it down again. You can see the way it's looking, right? So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing that all through that line I drew, and I will run a stitch over it on my sewing machine. This is actually, it's kind of tricky, especially when you get to the sleeve part, but you just have to be gentle so as not to stitch where you are not supposed to stitch together. So guys, I'll just take this to my sewing machine and I'll do just that, running the pleating on the line I formed earlier. So you can see guys, I had to open the zipper so as to give me access to be able to stitch it, and it was kind of tricky guys. So guys, this is it, and the next thing I'll be doing is that as you can see, it's not sleeping on the chest. So just to make it sleep on the chest, you just take your needle and thread, and you go ahead and tack those inner parts down. I'll be using my pin to just demonstrate that. I'm using the pin to demonstrate that. So you can see that part that is folding inward, you just tack it down with your needle and thread, or you can actually use your sewing machine if it's convenient for you, but me, I think I use my needle and thread just to tack it down. You can see the way I'm putting the pin, it is covering it and as well as making it to sleep on the chest guys. So after tacking it, I'll just go ahead and fix my other sleeve, and that will be all for the top. I'm sorry guys, I couldn't show you the final look because time has already gone and I had to deliver the clothes. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.